I'm going to do a quick review on this video. He's commenting on Alyse and how he thinks the reason she went back to eating animals is because she started off eating a fruit diet. So I got to address this right here. Check it out. Here's what he says. Here's what he says. He's a dope guy, by the way. I'll probably watch more of his stuff, but I just think this part is a bit irresponsible for him to say this.
Let's take Alyse, for example. You know, eating just papayas and bananas, and at some points no overt fats, and no greens and no salts.
Which is a very, very common thing for a lot of people to try, myself included.
Are you surprised that you mucked your digestion up? Are you surprised that you got brain fog? Are you surprised that you lost your sex drive? It's inevitable that these things were going to happen.
That's the issue right there. Okay, so if you eat bananas and papayas and no overt fats, your digestion gets really, really good. Your digestive is like flawless. When you go back to eating cooked foods after that, you're going to have some digestive issues for sure. If you go back to eating beans, you're going to have gas. You go back to eating rice, you're going to have brain fog. You go back to eating cooked food after you've been eating that clean, you're going to experience a dip in your digestive abilities because your body is so clean, it's so sensitive. But it's not like eating the fruit is the issue. Eating the fruit is just cleaning you out. Eating those other foods after you ate the fruit diet is going to then provide you with that contrast and be like, wow, okay, that is what is messing me up, right? So people go back to eating cooked food after eating fruit for a while, then they realize, oh, the cooked food doesn't digest as well. Like, is there anyone out there really who can eat cooked food, like day in, day out, every meal, and not have any gas, not have any bit of bloating, not have any bit of indigestion? Like, when you eat cooked food, that stuff's inevitable. Eating a fruit diet, super, super easy on your digestion. Just eating bananas, eating papayas, eating mangoes, that stuff slides in and out really, really easy. If you got cooked food in your system, it can mess you up for sure. Anyways, let's carry on, see what he says here.
If a patient came to me, for those of you who don't know, no, I'm not 16, I am a registered nutritional therapist. If a patient came to me and said, I want to lose my hormones, I want to lose my sex drive, I want to have terrible digestion for years to come, I would say, go and follow what Raw Alignment did on her channel for the first 2 years.
Dude, that's super whack, because what Raw Alignment did in her first 2 years, for the most part, I wouldn't say like 100% or whatever, but what she did for the first couple of years was, yeah, she ate a fruit-based diet, but she was never fully raw for that period of time. When I met her at the UK Fruit Fest, you know, she told me she'd only been raw for like a little bit before, and then she went back to cook food, and then she was inspired to go back to eating fully raw again after we met. But prior to that, it's not like she had been raw for 2 years straight eating just bananas and papayas and no overt fats. You know, she'd been experimenting this whole time. She'd always been experimenting with new stuff. Even when I was living with her, you know, she'd only been like fully raw, you know, for a couple months maybe. But even then, she started incorporating other foods and stuff, and tahini and salts and things like that. So this healthy, crazy, cool guy, he's saying all this stuff as if he knows what she was eating for those first couple of years. He doesn't. Nobody really does. You have to ask Alyse what she was eating. But just from living with her, from hanging out with her, from meeting her in the summer, and spending time with her in Hawaii, I can tell you that it wasn't just bananas and papayas and no salt, no overts for the first 2 years. Even if it was, though, I wouldn't say that's going to totally mess you up. I wouldn't say that that's going to lower your sex drive. There are tons of guys and girls who are both sexually interested, sexually active on a low-fat fruit diet. And when you eat that way, your digestion becomes really, really good because the fruit is so easy to digest. When you go back to eating cooked food afterwards, that's when you notice the contrast. That's when you notice, hey, these cooked foods, they don't digest as well. They give me a bit of brain fog because they're so hard to digest. They give me a bit of gas. They give me a bit of bloating. That's totally normal. It's not saying fruit is the cause of that. Fruit is just cleaning you up so you can notice those bits of indigestion, which most people just tolerate, which most people just think is normal, which most people perhaps can adapt to over time. But this guy here is saying that the reason she's having all these issues, the reason she went back to eating the reason she went back to eating animals is because she ate a low-fat fruit diet for the first 2 years, which isn't true. She did not eat a low-fat fruit diet for the first couple of years of being vegan. She was always incorporating little bits of salt here and there. She was always incorporating a little bit of cooked food here and there. I don't think she was raw for any great length of time, maybe a few months or something. So it's not like eating just bananas and papayas messed her up, because she never did that, you know? So, like, this guy, man, he's cool, like I said, but he doesn't have his facts totally straight.
Why are you not making a video explaining how restrictive your diet was that got you to this point? Don't blame it on veganism. Blame it on yourself and your own disordered eating pattern.
So that's the thing. He's calling, like, I mean, by this point, it looks like he's calling fruitarianism or raw veganism a disordered eating pattern. Fruitarianism is the way I believe humans are designed to eat. We don't necessarily need to eat fruitarian, but when we do, we can thrive on it. It's very hard to get the optimal quality fruit in most parts of the world, so it makes it difficult for people to master fruitarianism. But for the most part, we are totally equipped and designed to eat fruit. And when we eat a fruit diet, our digestive system is flawless, our digestion is awesome. When we go back to eating cooked foods, that's when we notice the dip in energy, that's when we notice the dip in digestive vitality, that's when we notice symptoms of indigestion. But here he's like calling it eating disorder, and he's saying that she was like being too restrictive. And he's saying that's the reason why she went back to eating animals. The reason Alyse went back to eating animals is because she was never vegan for the animals. That's what it comes down to. It's not that she ate a fruit diet, man. Eating a fruit diet doesn't cause you to go back to eating body parts of dead animals, which is what this healthy, crazy, cool guy is saying. So if you guys want to take a look at this video, you can. You'll see what I mean. It's a full video here, but I'm going to end this live chat now and just see... I'll see you guys later, man. Just take a look at this vid when you get a chance, and I'll make a new vid soon. All right, peace, much love. This guy's cool, by the way, but just doesn't have his facts totally straight on what Alyse was eating and what actually caused her to go back to eating dead animals. All right, peace.